here we are. Welcome this evening. We have a lot of things to do for that evening. And as you see, sometimes it is just Bertolt Brecht made a nice song about to make a plan, and that it is always coming in a different way. So I tried something to deliver that you could have the things in the morning or at lunchtime from Berlin time, and now you have just got the last things before we started with this meeting here. Sorry for that. I hope that's now a little bit easier to manage for the future. There is not so much anymore to send to you. And I hope you got all the emails. There is Lillian, your email account seems is filled so that the last emails didn't get to you. I got a failure message. Maybe we have to check it one time. Please let me know. Okay, this is a formal point. We have here today as our special guests, beside Darren and, oh, sorry, Alina, beside Alina and Darren, and also Katharina and Stefan. It will later on will join us Christiane, and Anna Katharina and Christiane, as well as Alina, will say something to that little exercise possibilities you have got from Christiane. You will get it. And Stefan, because of his full business job, can't join the full meeting today. So I decided, why not start with this input from Stefan today, and after that we go to continuing to speak, having the exchange about that living situation, how you feel, what happens in the meantime with those people who couldn't express their situations yesterday. And afterwards we go to the next reading of the lecture from Chekhov, read it by Darren, and then we will have this input speeches from Alina and Anna Katharina, and hopefully Christiane will be there then. In the end, I would like to go to questions and answers as far as there is something now there. This is a plan, and so everybody is ready as far as you're here, so we can just give it to Stefan. You are prepared, and it's your task for now. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jörg. Do you know what you are right now these days? You are the Central Intelligence Agency. Did you know that? You control all the talking and all the movement. Very good job. I'd like to develop one of the most profound exercises I know with you over the next days. If you should miss one of the evenings, it's no problem, because I'm writing this per email, what we're doing, and we will repeat this together. But it's very quick done. We will work now for 8 or 10 minutes, and day by day we will continue. We will stand up right now, and later on you mustn't do a movement when we're moving in front of the camera, okay? We can just do it anywhere in the room. You don't need to be watched. Do you have some space? Let's take a step back and just get up our feet. Here we are. So the first thing I would like to ask you is bring your whole body into a relaxing movement by shaking your hands. We're shaking the hands and continue shaking the lower arms. And shake your shoulders, please. And you start shaking your pelvis and your legs. And even your cheeks. Shake, shake, shake. And if that's not enough, we'll do a little jumping, shaking movement. Every cell is now opened through the movement. Yeah. You can use your breath or anything which helps you and change the tempo. Shake, 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 shake. We start to get warm, another 20 seconds. Shake, shake, shake. We form between our hands a little empty space. Continue shaking and collect all the waste in our cells in this space. Continue shaking. And straightening the index finger, release this over your head in a spiral. Release all the waste. Let it go. And take some clear, cool air from above. Fill yourself with clearness from above. And a third time. And fill yourself with energy from below. Warm, lively energy from below. Okay. So from this to this, release and a circular spiraling motion. We did this, we'll do it tomorrow again. Today I'd like to focus, you could say, on your being and not on what we call feelings, concepts, or something. So let's call this being existence. Can we do a simple movement with the inner sound, I exist, I'm existing. Just do this for some seconds. I'm existing, I exist. This is my existence. I exist. Can be any movement of your choice. Now, excuse me for the interruption. Let's focus, let's fall in love with a certain kind or part of our existence. Water is my existence. Water is my existence. And yeah, let's try this in front of the camera or away, whatever. Water is my existence. Water is my existence. I know that you can change very quickly. Do it once that we play water. We are now playing the water and say, I have to play water. I'm an actor. I'm playing water. Yes, I need to represent something. They want it from me. I need to look good in water and then go back to your existence. This is a concept. No, you have an existence. A part of you is water. You know what water is. Go back to your water. Water is my existence. And we fall in love with another aspect. Air is my existence. The space gets bigger. I'm not acting. I'm not pretending. It's my existence. Air is my existence. It's in me. Don't move too much. Don't pretend, just be. And we fall in love with the third quality. Solid ground is my existence. Solid ground is my existence. And let's switch again. I'm playing that I need to represent Earth. Let's play this like for a children's play, earthly character. I'm an actor, I'm playing Earth. But this is not your existence, this is your concept. Away with the concept. Let's be with our own gravity or stance or bones. Solid ground, Earth. And the last switch, the last love affair, fire. So fire is my existence. Warmth and fire are part of myself. Fire is my existence. Fire. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Pardon me, this is so quick. I know you need more time, but this is just a very short introduction. If you feel it's really hard, continue with this in the evening. I'd like to go, excuse me, for the next and last step. Now, my existence becomes a picture because I'm looking for a symbol which is like a pictogram, very, very simple. Okay? The most simple, a pictogram is very visible 100 meters ago what it's about. Yeah, pictogram, very simple, very clear. So, what is the most easiest way to symbolize Earth? Can you show me Earth? What would be your gesture or your symbol of Earth? Try to find a very simple pictogram. This is Earth. You can talk to Japanese people, people from Tibet. Everybody understands what you're symbolizing. Yeah? Yeah, what is Earth? if I open to the sky, it's two worlds. If I open only to one world, yeah, Earth. I'm representing Earth. Okay. Yeah. I combined some of your suggestions, and this is like bringing the hands down, touching the earth. Yeah. So there were some suggestions which opened up to the earth, which I like very much, but just the symbol, maybe we have one symbol which just brings the palms in contact to the floor. Earth.
That's great. That's great. So we can just continue tomorrow with that. Stefan?
Okay.
Is that good? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Please excuse me. Tomorrow I'm with you. Today I have to go. Bye-bye.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah. So, hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Stefan. And he will continue it through all the next meetings with one input that we see what comes out in the end by it. You see, what we try here, it was this idea to also ask the other tutors to bring in a little input, and I let it very much free for them what it could be. And so we try to bring it together. Maybe it is all in the end too much for you, but on the other hand, you may feel free just to choose what you like or what you would like to relate to. And this is how it came out now. And it's one of our experiences, and maybe also it's helpful to being part in such a exploration, experimental way for your future work to organize such things. When you ever have a suggestion, please write me an email or send me a WhatsApp that we can hopefully develop it also in these 5 days. There is now something left from yesterday, and I know maybe it's not so easy to jump in that, but there were some people who couldn't speak to us in this way to open a little bit what is their situation. We had heard some from the others, and I think it is important that we can try, even when we hear it and when we have our radiation through the space to the other people, that we connect also from our inside with them by listening to that what is in and outside of them. I would like to ask if there is anybody who would, from the people who could not yesterday step in, who would like to open this round for now, for a while, that we hear how is your situation.
I'm happy to say a little bit. So it's quite interesting for me after in my other work, working in peace building, there was a moment when my colleagues were all traveling in the world, and all of a sudden everyone had to figure out, could they get home? They were in Yemen, they were in Mali, they had to go back to the United States, back to Lebanon, back to Spain. And there was just this moment where it felt like the entire world was all of a sudden unstable. And in that, this group of people that I work with came together and really took care of each other, and we focus on peace and conflict. And so it's been very interesting and very heartening to still be able to do that work and engage with that work. And we have no disruptions in it because we're used to working online already. But we've done a lot more to support people to help them do work online in this way. So on that, like on my life, very little has changed in that way. I speak more with my family in the United States, so even there's some benefit to it in a weird way. But on a personal level, and it's very not related to this at all. In February, I had a chronic pain and injury come back, and it's been very, very difficult physically for me. So I feel like, I don't know how to say it, but I feel like I don't have the words for it, but like it's hard for me to stand for long periods of time or walk right now. And I'm seeing doctors, and I'm very sad on the one hand. Like if we were to have our class this week, I would not be able to be present. I have no ability to concentrate fully because my body is hurting right now. And so in a way, I have this great joy in my heart that I can be here with all of you, but I also don't want to be a letdown. Like I don't want to be, I feel like I had a lot of energy to bring, but now on a physical level, I have very little. And so, yeah, I'm still trying to understand this and work through it and heal, which I will do, but it's taking more time than I expected. So, yeah, it's hard to even to vocalize it and talk about it, but I'm working through it. So, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's a very, very special situation then for you, and thank you that you are still joining and that you connect with us and that we can connect with you. And maybe some who feel able for that, they can also send you some positive healing energy through the space, through the center and the chest into the air to you. And I wish you all the best, that you can recover and that these will not stay, and that you get healed through that what you can do and through those people you meet. It's sometimes it's also very important that we get healing through the people we meet. Maybe they are doctors, maybe they are others. So I wish you all the best, and I'm looking forward to see you also very active in our space with us together. Yeah, thank you, Jacob. Yeah, anybody else that we can know a little bit? What is your state? You see, it's a little bit an abstract situation, yeah. To open the heart to a screen. And it is a little bit something like with a camera acting. But on the other hand, just to try to connect through that part to the people and not to the screen, to try to hold that screen in this distance and have the second inner movement to go to one or two of the others as much as you can. And that is, of course, a possibility that one is not open oneself to the screen, to this abstract, what is in front of oneself. I don't know how you feel, but when we have got something from the people, doesn't it help that we sense a bit more about themselves, that we feel a bit more, we are more able to feel to them. And it's not only this hello, 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 daily life, picturing and memory of someone. I'm just speaking to give you how encourage you, those who haven't spoken yet.
I try.
Okay, welcome, Renee.
I still have my job.
Hey.
I'm in the corner I earn money. I am in the family corner too. I have to manage family planning. I'm healthy. My family is healthy. So I'm very privileged. I do not know in personal some case of illness. I only know the stories from the media. So COVID-19 for me is more abstract. Of course, I say to myself, hey, Renee, you are empathic. You can feel with these persons who are ill. But this is an intellectual process. There's a very interesting mirror. It's the first time in my life that politics is so near. It's every day in my flat, in the kitchen. Me and my girlfriend, we are very in search of finding what's the English word? Point of standing, Haltung, an opinion. In Germany, the debate grows up very fast. What's up with our Grundrechten? What's the English word for?
Civil rights.
Yes, the civil rights. And it's very interesting that neo-Nazis go into this debate, and it's a bit similar to the 30s of the last century. Very interesting from the point of view from Germany. Yeah, and right now it's the first time in my life that I ask myself, okay, who am I? Am I the one who follow blind what the chancellor says to me because I trust her or the government? Or am I a citizen who feels his responsibility for living democracy? Whoa, very common words, but maybe this is the direction of thinking. But what is really an everyday experience, a strong experience for me every day is the confrontation with the machine. Working is in front of the machine, organizing, okay, now you are in front of the machine, now I'm in front of the machine, okay, what's up with the child? And it doesn't feel good. I think about my 12 senses very often in the last days and weeks, and I have big problems to get in contact with you in this way. It's for me, it's a step of research. Okay, I have to experience this much more to get a clearer opinion, but there are a lot of signs for me this isn't good, and the effect is deep, because the machine creates an illusion. You can be in contact with all the people all over the world, but it's the Abkürzung, the short way. And maybe in the future, maybe in 100 or in 500 years, we have developed these skills that I can be connected, really connected with my eye sense, as Jörg said, with some on the other side of the world, and it's a clear, senseful experience. But right now we are not at that point, but the machine gives me the illusion. And the danger is, the effect is that I do not the necessary steps to learn that. what maybe the next generations can do, can handle with it. Yeah, it's an ideal dream of humanity, of mankind, but I like to believe in that because this is my first effective reaction of this development of transhumanism, and that opinion of this state of mankind, of humanity, is it's a step in between. And we make too much, there's too much failure, we make too much mistakes, and we have to create machines, artificial intelligence, without any mistakes. So I am the step in between. Yes. So you can see this Corona crisis verursacht struggles, different kind of thoughts in us. And in me, the machine, the digitalism is, yeah, the main theme.
Yeah. That it is just touching that what we have heard in the lecture yesterday, yeah. The first bit Chekhov would like to steal from Shankar, to build a culture. And what is it? What is to build a new culture? Well, that's a very interesting question. And this, then another aspect is what you described with the machines is for me also connected with that political or general world situation, is that just these machines are the main power to influence the people. That's a very interesting aspect. When you think about that, how much do you know about what is on now simply through these most manipulative systems of all these medias, beginning from the newspaper and magazine, going to the videos and chat rooms and all that things. So this is really a very hard question in our time, to find their own inner trust and way on one side of understanding what is coming to me there through that visit, not only the content, even the things itself. And it's very difficult. And then we find ourselves just using the same medias and techniques to try to understand. And then we come in this jungle of amazing, many just crossing opinions, meanings, feelings. How is it possible to develop the sense of truth? Is truth a sense? How is it possible to develop this trust that I know what is right? I feel somebody is lying. I feel something, this information is hiding the real information, giving me an information to hide the real. Where is a sense? Where is a feeling there? And I think very much about that again and again, that mathematics and even sometimes other scientists who has to work with the mathematics, they have first a feeling about the truth of a formula. With the very first beginning. And from that, they start to show that this is right. What we learn in school is, of course, the other way around. Yeah, we get the formula and then they say to us, okay, show that this is connected with this formula in mathematics. And when the real scientists know before they have made it in the structure, they know, they feel. So there is and it's described, you can look, make a research, it's described. This is a feel it. You feel the truth, because the truth is not logically. Yeah? When I feel the truth, then I can, with the logic, find the way why it is the right truth. And on the other hand, this makes also, even in the science, very many things very complicated and difficult. But this is another thing. We are here to try to develop through the technique that Chekhov tries to develop, to give to us, to develop such a field in us, a sense in us, understanding in us. What is my creation? Is it a true creation? Chekhov speaks about the sense of artistic truth. And I had always in these times here, as René was expressing also that question, can I work with my sense for artistic truth also to find through all that there? And René, as I got from other questions, many people don't know that in Germany there are a lot of demonstrations and that there's a lot of still courage that many people are asking questions. But on the other hand, we already know that this is also in other countries. So, Marina, it would be, maybe you can a little bit stop your microphone. Okay. So, thank you, René. I can, from this side, as I try to express, very much also feel with you, and maybe also the others, because these questions are there around us. So yeah, when we talk about that and when we have such things, then the time is running, and I would like also give us tomorrow more time that also some others can speak who haven't expressed their situation. I think it's very important. Thank you, René. So that we see you with your picture a little bit in the half shadow room. now we have a bit more of a feeling what is on. Yeah, and it's you touched the right point, and it has also to do with that what Jacob was saying, when the group is trying to, through that media, then also try to help. It's so complicated in our time. It's not easy, and who can say that? Shall I believe this or this? Or whom shall I believe? Isn't it crazy that at least in the end, I come to the point I can't only believe myself, but I have to activate always my questions, always to try to go beyond and be always able to accept that it can be in this way, but it could also be in this way, as long as I'm not clear. And this is a good work, highly concentration and awareness. And sometimes we fall asleep and need to drink a glass of wine, and that's also good. I would like to please ask you, please prepare those who haven't said something in this direction, or others who have already and would like to add, that we open this for every day for 15-20 minutes, so that we can, in the end, have heard everybody. And this could lead us now to a next input, to listen to that prepared lecture. What Darren will read us, it's from the same book, and I was sending it already today to you. You will get also tonight or tomorrow the lecture for the next day, and I will put it here on the screen, so you can read it with your eyes on the screen in listening, or you can close your eyes or do anything, and you have it, and you can also look later into it. It's from the same book, the additional things from the lessons for the teacher. And this is a lecture from October 1938. And I think, Darren, you read also this little pretext there. And this is a lecture to his students. And here you see in the photo, you see this working space, rehearsal space, and Dartington in this time. And the chapter is this, what you see here, and the headline. Darren, are you prepared?
Yes.
So then, thank you very much, and here we go.
The artist of today cannot be an artist if he is disconnected from the real life. October the 14th, 15th, 1938. The Chekhov Theatre Studio succeeded at Dartington Hall until the Munich crisis of October 1938. By December of 1938, the entire school, with the exception of some English students, relocated to Ridgefield, Connecticut. In this lesson, Chekhov speaks to the students following presentations of their scenes. The aim of tonight was not to criticize you. but to see some new things which you have to show me as a result of your free work, having been together for 2 years. But in order not to lose this opportunity, I will give certain suggestions and certain criticisms in a very, very brief form. First, the voices are so much better. Such a great improvement in everyone. Peter, for example. But almost everyone has made a big step forward. Now you can speak almost as real actors, and this has made me very happy. Another good point is that when I gave you freedom and asked you to show what you could, your best, your dreams, your idea, your inner actor, this freedom gave you a certain scope. You were much freer than ever before. What is bad, and what made me so very sorry, is that all these dreams, all these images, I speak in general, are fairly weak. If this is the dream of an actor, then he has to go through 2 schools, through the theatre many years, and through the life school. I must be frank and honest with you and with myself. I must repeat what I have said before, the same thing. You are not yet born. You don't know what human tragedy or human humor is. I mean, humor, which means to laugh upon life. If I judge you as a group of really awakened people, what can I imagine you will show me from the stage today, being absolutely free and having had the whole summer to imagine and the last few weeks to incorporate these simple situations? Perhaps I might expect to see noble wrath. I should see some signs and notes of this noble wrath against all the things which are going on around us. Perhaps I could expect tears to show how these artists are mirroring the life with their tears, with their pain about all the tragedy which we can find in our newspaper every day. But no, simply quiet atmosphere, or perhaps tremendous irony because of these things. But no. Then I feel, what are they going to show as artists? And this was a little bit disappointing for me. If you have a part, it is more difficult to show, but it is possible to show me the connection to the life in each part. And I see that you are quite unworried about the life around us. This is the point which gives me so much pain, because I feel and I know, and you know, that the artist of today cannot be an artist if he is disconnected from the real life. It has never been possible in any age, in any epoch of culture, and I feel that this group is disconnected from life. Nothing hurts you. Nothing makes you wrathful. Nothing makes you laugh at yourselves. The matter is too serious. You must be awakened by any means. To go on as artists with such separation from the life around you, it is simply impossible. It's not very pleasant to hear these words, but you will hear it in a much ruder form from the life itself. It is better to take it from me in a friendly way than to wait until your destiny will put it to you so strongly, but too late. Think of it, and each of you will find his own way, and where he shuts his eyes and ears. This is the point which made me unhappy. If you wish to go on as artists, Perhaps some personal suggestions will help you. Addressing an individual student. I have told you many times about your inner difficulties. You are not a weak person. You are perhaps stronger than all of us, but you have taken upon yourself such a mask, a good one in life. You are too humble. You are too noble and too humble. As a person, you may need this, but on stage, it is your main difficulty. You are hidden from us on the stage behind this mask of deep modesty, which perhaps you have had for many, many years. If you do not throw it away, you will not be able to open yourself, not only for us, but even for yourself. This is your personal difficulty. Today, I have seen through this modesty a strong feeling of form, which I've never seen in you before, although it was often hidden. You got some moments which were very interesting. For instance, instead of developing certain feelings which are arising in you, you shut them up by this modesty, which is not only modesty. You have certain gestures which are like magic keys with which you shut yourself. One thing is your hands. There is a magic thing for closing you. Another gesture is when you begin to feel something, you clench your fists and raise your arms. You think this gesture is opening you, but it is closing you. You think it is expressing your emotions, but it is closing and shutting them. If you will fight with this thing, you will discover things in yourself which you don't even know are there. The feeling of form, which I've seen, is very important for you because you were formless before, almost streaming and sliding. Today, for the first time, we have seen this feeling of form. Then why not open other things like that? Your ability to radiate, which is so strong in life, becomes weak on the stage. Why? Because, being afraid, you use this magic key to shut yourself. You must develop and not drag this work or stop it. And this magic key must be thrown away forever if you wish to discover certain things which I feel are there. Some moments were very expressive, even through this modesty. And these other difficult conditions which you place on yourself, there is no need to do anything but take away this feeling of modesty and the magic key.
Thank you very much, Darren. Yeah, this is from this collection of some bits of some lectures. One when he speaks not about himself as it was yesterday, when Chekhov speaks to the students, and I find that also very interesting and important how he addressed it, what he has to say to his students. And we see that's over 80 years ago. Some problems seems still the same throughout the time. And on the other hand, this can give us a trust to say, okay, then I try it with this technique to overcome the problems, to overcome that things, and to find a way to come to that artistic truth on stage, and to develop my skills to be able to work out of this tools to create truthful on stage. Of course, it was also their 38, a special situation. 1.5 months later, they had to move and to leave. And when you know that Chekhov, the teaching there in Dartington was partwise so that he gave 2 days a lecture, and then the students had 2 days to work by themselves. And then he was looking at the things, to the results. And there are also some other lectures where he is also strongly criticizing them that they are not doing their work in the 2 days they got every week. No, the point, what is the point here? What did you get from that? Is there, can we have a little exchange?
Yeah, it's nice to know that people in the past struggle with the same things that we struggle with today, as you said, somehow. It's quite interesting. I just found myself reflecting on this idea of not having fear in the work. And I think that strikes me strongly right now, because this is like a personal process to not have to like not give in to one's own fear. I don't know, I don't have much more than that, but that's what landed with me.
Yeah. You see in the first part, he speaks about that, what he had seen in their scenes. Yes, thank you, Leo. And there is an interesting point, what has also a relationship to that, what we had yesterday, that he was missing. What was he missing in this scene performances they gave? He was missing that they, as individual actors, creative actors, express through these scenes also their relationship to this time, or let's say how that what they were acting, giving, how this scene has a connection to the life around them. This is, of course, a very important question, and it is sometimes solved also in our modern theater in a different way. So when then the idea to make it actual, you play the robbers from Schiller and to give all these actors, the group of men, you give them a Nazi uniform. So then you think, one can think to make it actual, a play. But it's a kind of such a superficial actualization. What Chekhov means is how can the actor, through his individuality, express through that characters, with that characters. Doesn't matter if you play historical or if you play modern. Something that this has to do with our life just now. It's a, oh my God, this man, he is strange. what he wants from his actors. Yeah, he is not happy that they have a good, nice speech and they have a good, nice movement. No, he wants also that he can see how each of them has an opinion or has to express something about their actual life around us. I think it's a very provocative, very interesting question. And in his book about what is a collection of lectures, recorded lectures to the director and playwright, he comes back to the theme and he speaks there about the mask. It's a different term of mask as he used here in the lecture, and speaks about that the actor is expressing his individual creative aspect of life. Why is he an artist? His individual creative aspect of life through the mask of the character. So the full character is a kind of a mask the actor is presenting, but how he presents this mask, how he is working with it, there is always in each bit his creative impulse, how he understands this life and how he understands that this life has a relationship to the life around him, her, whatever. So that's a huge, big question. Okay. Maybe we take this Monday silence with us. Is there anybody wanting to say something about this little lecture?
So I guess that most of the work, in a way, isn't about accumulating technique or skill. It's about shedding habits and fixed ideas of oneself and how one chooses to interact with the world. That's what I take from his talk about masks. That's it.
Yeah. On the chat, Laura was expressing a very impressive text, and maybe you can just tell it to us, so that not everybody needs to read it.
Okay, hi. I'm not sure, my internet connection's not very good. All I said was that I just think that I found it really interesting, the lecture about the culture of the future yesterday, and I was really interested in what Renee was saying earlier, because it really relates to how I'm feeling at the moment with all the machines and artificial intelligence and not really knowing where we're at. And there's a big part of me that would like to run away from everything, but I suppose what he's really saying is that if that's our job, or if that's the role of theatre, is to be part of creating a culture for the future, then we have to connect to what is happening around us. We cannot escape it. We cannot run away from it. I think that was what I was trying to say, really.
Yeah. And this is a wide question, yeah, when we try to express it through our art. This is an important point, to build through our art and not with the knife in the hand, not with a weapon fighting for that new culture. This is why we are artists. And this makes the job not easier. It makes it a little bit more difficult because we are not in this way fighting, from my understanding. It's not fighting in this way against something. This is always so difficult. It brings me, it brings everybody, I can imagine, immediately in a conflict. Because one would like to fight, one would like to go on street sometimes, and sometimes maybe it's also right as a person, as a people of the time. But from the artistic point of view, and this is not the artist in the glass house, but from the artistic point of view, it's just to break through the glass house by expressing everything through your art. I think that was what he would like to see. And this is that's a good business. That's a strong, hard work.
On a practical level, it comes down to presenting something to an audience that reflects something in their situation that they're able to connect to. So the work isn't disembodied from the people you're presenting it to, isn't it, in essence?
Yeah.
You're not disrespecting the people that you're choosing to share your work with. You're including them in it because it relates to their situation, to our collective situation, or it speaks to it.
Can I say something? Can you hear me? You see, I was thinking like this time, which is happening now, it's like both. We as artists, we need to be connected to the situation that is happening. But I think like, it seems that it's very easy to jump into like the problems of the culture while avoiding like your inner voice and your own like things, and you're asking yourself the questions, and only when all the questions are answered, like going to the second step of empathy, whatever you call it, to the culture, to building a culture. Because like me myself as an artist, I feel like this was a really magical time for me because I really had the time to ask myself questions and answer them with all the pain, to go through all the pain and stuff, which I never had. So like now it's kind of maybe easier to jump into building the culture, which still seems for me a little like distancing me as an artist from myself then. So I'm kind of confused with Michael Chekhov's lecture, because at some point it may like disconnect me with myself as an artist, with my freedom, but connect me to the culture and to the people.
Could you get it? Could you understand what Sophia is expressing out. Yeah, that's
Sophia,
yeah.
sorry, I didn't really get it.
I mean, like, look, as an artist, you might, like Michael Chekhov, what I understood says that as artists, we cannot disconnect ourselves from the situations that are happening. We need to go through and reveal the contemporary situation through our art. And this is like logically, and it's really very good. But then, as like me myself as an artist, I understood that, for example, it would be very hard for me to be part of like some building a culture while I'm distanced from myself, for example. So I mean, as an artist, the first step, does he mean that the first step is to know yourself and like answer all the questions about being, and then go to the building of the culture? Or I mean, because you can be lost very easily in building of the culture, you know, you can be lost very easily in this. So that's what I'm thinking about. Don't know.
Yeah, you have, I think it's just touching the contradictionary point, what is there in everything. And I think it is just touching also a little bit this theme, what I'm discussing with Lisa Dalton in our Monday morning, Monday afternoon class here, the 4 stages of the creative process. And the interesting thing is this is always overlapping. There is not one has to be fulfilled and then comes the other. It is always just the process of developing the skills, help to understand myself, and through my understanding myself, with the help of developing the skills, I have also a different understanding of what is around me. This is, the things are going in, leading one to the other. I think this
so does it go like automatically, like after I kind of thoroughly understood myself and like relieved, thrown all the magic keys away, does it come automatically that I would be like empathic for the situation?
I would say there is nothing automatically, but there is very much organically.
Yeah, organically is the word. Yeah, sure.
It has to do with the transformation process and everything of that. We will come back to such questions. Yeah, thank you, Sophia. And there is an important point. Alina, I think, has to leave, and she is sitting on a hot chair. And we would like just to give her a little voice to speak about that, what she was giving you as the possibly training element for your daytime. Alina, please.
Yes, can you hear me? My little voice? Yeah, so I hope you could see it, yeah, what Jörg sent to you, the exercise. Maybe some of you have done, I don't know. And so I hope you can do this exercise. I was trying to do it also for me. It's not so easy because I know already what music I have done, but I tried it. And yes, I just wanted to say that as I was doing it, so playing the piano, improvising, I just tried to imagine you all there in my space where I was. And it was so so great just to feel everybody of you. And yeah, so I try to radiate or somehow to imagine you in this room. And so I hope you can enjoy this exercise. If you have questions or something like that, or you don't understand or don't like it, the exercise, you can do everything you actually want to create, maybe with this music. So you can use this for everything you want, with the atmosphere or something with the movement. It is just my suggestion how to do this experience with the atmosphere in music.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alina. Yeah, I have just managed to send you all the music to both medias, WhatsApp and also per email. And there is another, Anna Katarina was preparing something, and it's also just in your emails. I imagine most of you haven't read that because it was just short before the meeting. Send it to you. There's another suggestion, and maybe Katarina, you also say something to your idea about this exercise.
Hello. So hello, hi. This is it's lovely. Everybody's waving. Yes, it's very, very good to see you, and I'm very happy to have listened to you. And I have big problems with these machines, and Jörg gave me this wonderful camera, and I make jokes. It folds down and everything. So thank you, Jörg, for asking me to give you a suggestion to train something. And I said, I don't want to teach online because I don't know. I don't want to do it. So I tried to write it down for you. And as you know me a little bit already, I always like to invite you to work with very, very simple ideas. So have a look, if you like, at my suggestion. It's really with the most simple movements you can imagine, and also for Jacob. You could do it sitting, lying, or whatever. It was really just very simple movements. And it's a little bit about the theme of getting strength and releasing your body as well, and of using your own rhythm and using images to find your own rhythm. I added some links of some YouTube music, which are quite nice collections from very good musicians nowadays, electronic music, and you can just like enjoy. And maybe if you feel like doing it, experiment with it, and I will be there to answer your questions if you get any questions. But it's not a big thing. It's really just a nice little training in the morning or in the evening with some good music. That's it for now. Enjoy. And do what you understand. Always just do what you understand. There's no right or wrong.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so this is how I was thinking, and we were thinking together with Darren and Alina, what can we do and suggest to you for this week. But maybe there is altogether it is too much, but on the other hand, maybe you find some time, just the joy to look at it and try out something. The main point in everything is play with it. do all of these exercises, even when you listen to my funny audio exercises. Do it playful. Don't make it try to find, I have to make something right or something. The central point for all that, when you do something in this way, is the exploration, to find out something, to find out in the process of doing something about that, what is my part in it, how can I manage it, what happens out of that, can I reflect that, can I remember, can I manage that, just as an exploration. I think this is the most important point, and it is no teaching in this way to make anything equal so that everybody is doing the same thing when we meet in the room then. That's just a word to that. And you will find also about atmosphere the 3 speeches from Chekhov itself, and they are very short, but they are very nice. And you hear Mr. Chekhov's voice. And then we will send you also the links to a little bit what Darren has prepared. And maybe, Darren, you can say one word to that wonderful biography, little videos.
Yes, I the plan was to read to read the a little bit of from Michael Chekhov's autobiography, and I was going to read live with some images, but then it all got a bit ambitious, or I got a bit ambitious with it, and it sort of got a bit out of control. And then Jörg said to me today, perhaps I would record it, the narration. Unfortunately, I have eaten quite a bit of chocolate today, and so I don't think it makes my voice sound so good. So I may just re-record it. It's only it's 11 minutes and 32 seconds long, the first one, and I may re-record it without the chocolate, and I will send it sort of midnight tonight. You will have it in the morning. The first part is about his childhood. He talks about his father, who was a very interesting, very complicated man. And then the second part will be about how he decides to become an actor. And the third part will be about the Moscow Art Theatre and Stanislavski, and so on and so on.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That we have also some input, what you can use a day by for every day, so that altogether you are not feel pressure, that you not feel pressure to do anything. It's just really an option for the continuing to be in the stream with all together, with all, that we have something there. So the time is running very fast, and it's not so easy for me to manage that here. To stop processes, and because the processes even need a little bit more time to develop. So I hope that we can manage it tomorrow in this way, that we really come to the point, to the question and answer situation. Is there anybody who had for tonight has brought a question with you? Then maybe it's nice to ask this question, and we will go to the answering in one of the next sessions. I would like to collect it, then maybe then it's possible to bring some points together. Is there anything what anybody had out of the training or out of your preparation even for the third module, or in this what you have got until now as a new training thing. Okay. Yeah. I think it is, of course, a kind of a special situation at meetings, and maybe also everybody has to find a way to relate to it for us. And so, Katharina, you want to say something? No, you say goodbye. Okay, good. And we will also find more and more into it. And I think see you tomorrow.
Jörg,
Yeah.
remember we're going to try to do a virtual golden hoop.
Yeah, let's try that. That's a little bit, maybe with fun, yeah, some fun. I imagine that anyway, everybody was crossing the threshold to that meeting, and I can give you tomorrow also a reminder to that. And let's see that how we can manage it, that we see all the little pictures, that we can do it together.
That's good.
If you like, if you feel that's too funny, then do it just mentally. Yeah. You remember there's a golden hoop, and maybe we can radiate from yourself in one direction through the people. Maybe as much as you can touch, maybe also you can involve those who couldn't be here in this session time. So, thank you. Yeah. It's very interesting, and we will at the last meeting have some reflections about some experiences. Even with that, things, is there something happen? Can we really through the power of our individuality, through our heart, through our center in the chest, can we create something what we feel that it has a reality what is beyond that technical reality. Thank you very much and see you tomorrow. Enjoy what you can enjoy and think about us. Have a good sleep and see you then. Bye-bye.